So, at this point, I land in Jamestown. Take the bus ride. The bus ride's one of the craziest experience you ever been on. So they take you on a tour, or took me on a tour, basically. Got to see some other prisons, lay over in Folsom, which is weird because Tracy and Jamestown's only like an hour. But it takes me, I don't know, 2 days to get there. Lay over in, I believe, Folsom, Old Folsom. Scary experience. California bus ride. Anyhow, I get to Jamestown. It's horrifying, I guess, would say. Scared, not knowing. Said a little more backstory. I grew up with Northerners and stuff like that. Had no clue of what the actual politics would be whenever I get to prison. Because county, I'm still in there with friends and stuff I grew up with. And a lot of them are Northerners, which I had no clue. We don't run with Northerners in prison. So we get to prison. Northerners run with the blacks. Southerners run with the whites. So we run with Southerners, which is all new to me. Never grew up around them, but got raised around them in the pen. Anyhow, get to Jamestown. It's a fire camp reception again. You got to go through classification, go through all your training. So at this point, I'm preparing, still getting in trouble. It's a freaking madhouse. I still strung out on drugs. I never really quit. I'm still using whatever I get my hands on, heroin, and whatever and whatnot. So I start my journey on going to camp. I pass all the classifications, get to camp. My first camp is Vallecito, which is right in my backyard where I grew up, hunting, fishing. It's up in Angels Camp. It's about 40 minutes from the house. The camp, or the fire captain that I ended up with, was about to retire. He was lax as they get. Our projects was Angels Camp, where they do the frog jump. I grew up going to the frog jump, going to shows there as a kid. So I ended up knowing people, working the fairgrounds. Great projects. Captain would work us till lunch and then take off, go find a pond. We'd go fishing half the day. Yeah. So the same thing. Had the run of being in my own backyard, had everything I wanted, still strung out. I'm cooking alcohol, Pruno, whatever. Learning how to make belt buckles, and the hobby program was amazing. So that being said, I get in trouble making Pruno in the hobby area. They shut the hobby down, so we end up having a riot. Got rolled up from that riot, which sent me back to Jamestown. Which, shoot, like half the camp got rolled up because of it. I go back to Jamestown, go back to another camp, which is out of Sacramento, called Growlersburg. They had a mill there. I got to work the mill, and then I paroled from there in 2002. But let's go back to the first fire I was on at Vallecito. So, fresh, just get there to Vallecito.